Hello, I'm Jenny. I'm from the UK. I live in Ludlow, beautiful rural Shropshire. I'm very similar to Kate, so I'm a maverick, accumulator, and ruler. But my bottom two are connector and nurturer. So that's kind of a real challenge for me, connecting and nurturing with people. I'm actually a business mentor, and I specialize in helping self-employed people like make more money. I love to see people make more money. So not so much the saving side of things, and just enjoy life. Yes, that's me. Thank you.
Was there anything surprising, or when you found out that you were an accumulator, and also some of the things that we talk about, of sometimes penny pinching ways, and being how frugality can really impact accumulators to grow their business? Was there anything that was a big aha for you around learning some of that?
Yeah, I've got a couple of things actually. So personally, what I realized, because I know my family are quite good at maths, like they think if you need calculators or paper, then you're just, what are you doing? So I'm like the dunce of my family. So it was really interesting finding out I was accumulator and realizing actually I'm quite good at numbers and quite frugal with it. And I laugh so much because people kind of, I'm Jenny and it's like, what do you do? I explain money. And so in the end, I called my business, I explain money. So when I discovered I was an accumulator, it made me laugh because I do have an accountant the same, because I don't want to do that bit. I like cash flow forecasts and making money. That's my favorite bit. And so it kind of really confirmed that numbers and the detail and the caution was part of my personality, which I hadn't really acknowledged as kind of my number one as a maverick. And then I realized that with my business, what happens is I go, ruler, let's rule the world. Maverick, yeah, let's do it in an interesting way. Accumulator, let's just work out the numbers. Let's just be a little bit cautious. And so I kept keeping myself safe, so safe that I've never even commented on the boot camp Facebook group because I'm so secretive. And so today for me, it's like, okay, come on, be brave. And so, yeah, I can see where it kind of slows me down with my business, that kind of caution. On the other hand, I've invested quite a bit in property. And with that, you get the ruler, right, let's take over the world, maverick, let's do it differently. And then that accumulator makes me work out the figures properly. And so that all my property investments have been very lucrative. And so it's been interesting to see that it's both this massive positive, but also negative, because I can really relate. I just don't quite realize how frugal I am. I've booked a massage and I'm like, oh, that's a real treat. And for me, it is. Yeah, I know like many people who just do that as a part of a thing. But yeah, I'm surprisingly horribly frugal with some things. One of the things you include is the whole teacher, coach, done for you models. And I realized that I was trying to be done for you for my clients. And actually, I was a coach consultant and it wasn't quite, it was working, but it wasn't smooth and luscious. And since I've moved into a coach consultant, it's enabled me to massively increase my fees. And also, I've got hugely happier clients. I enjoy the work more. And it was just by seeing the models. So that was interesting where I applied my frugality to my clients. And that's not necessarily what they wanted.
I want to hear a story from your childhood, because did your accumulator part show up in it? And I'm just going to turn my aircon off. Hang on. So even though I did business up top, I still am wearing my shorts below. I couldn't help it. I was like, should I wear some trousers for this? So, did your family have a nickname for you around your frugality? Were there accumulator habits that you could see coming up as a kid? Were there things that your friends teased you about around your frugality? Or is there something that really sticks out in your mind that really showcases you as a little baby accumulator?
My favorite game was playing post offices. So it was a little game where you had a little till and money and you kind of move things around and stamps and letters. And I absolutely loved it. And no one else did. And so I used to just play on my own for hours quite happily. But I think I felt like I was a bit boring. That was perhaps what I kind of got from that. And that, you have to do other things to be interesting to people. And I think it's you know, I've got that because that low connector. So I just used to quite happily play my little post office game. Yeah.
I think that's really cute. It is really cute. And I hear that from accumulators quite a bit, that, you know, they did love playing with money, or they loved sorting things, or they loved, you know, putting things into order. And that's really cute. And you said that your family are really good with money. Do you think you've got accumulators in your family too?
I think my mum was an accumulator. She always had money around the house, so you could always find some money somewhere if you needed it. My dad definitely not, but he had the whole it'll be fine, it'll be fine. And it usually was, but we never went shopping. I was interested, like I didn't know you could buy music, for example, till I was 18. I didn't know that actually you didn't have to listen to off the radio. You could actually buy something, bring it home and play it. And so we just never went shopping. So even now I still don't, you know, kind of think, it's never an activity I think, oh, let's go shopping. So yeah, it fascinates me, yeah, how different people are.
So the next thing I'd want to get everyone to ask, and so we're going Steph, Jenny, Lennis, Katie, and Susan, you're going last on this one, is finding out about some of your other archetypes and letting them come in. I want to hear what that has shifted and changed in your business. So Susan, you already talked to about how you hired someone in your business to take that out, but is there something that you've shifted around the clients you've worked with? And feel free to post this in the comments too if you think of things, you know, multiple things that you want to say around it. But it's like, did you shift your clients? Did you shift your marketing or your pricing or your business model? We've mentioned that before too. Knowing that you don't have to just be in your accumulator side all the time in your business.
For me, it was all about time, because I'm also a ruler maverick, but I realized that the ruler drove me so hard, and that added with that the accumulator, I insisted on doing research and was very thorough. And so whilst friends might be like, oh, let's just put a course together at the weekend and promote it, I just found that really difficult. I wanted to do it properly and finish it and research it and think about it. And so I've just kind of streamlined everything so that I'm really focusing on one target market, one, you know, I've got two kind of main services that I sell. And then, you know, I've stopped working weekends and evenings and just having much more of a life, because I realized that ruler will drive you unless you kind of take the foot off the pedal, really. So for me, it was such a huge relief not to have to work all the time. So yeah, that's me.
And that's big. And again, that combination of the ruler and accumulator, that would have a double whammy effect on that, right? Because it's the work really hard, but then your perfectionism from your accumulator is it's not enough. It's not ready. It's not perfect yet.
Yeah, it was, yeah, very kind of paralyzing. That's the word, very paralyzing. And I've got lots of stuff that's not ready, you know, and you're always saying, chuck it out. And I'm like, but it's not ready, Denise.
So one thing for me is I am not precise. You guys know this, right? I never know the dates. I never know the details of things. I never know how much things are going to cost, because Mark deals with that and I cannot keep it in my brain. So I'm always surprised that accumulators buy from me. I really am. And but the last round we did SMA, accumulators were the top, and they're always in the top 3, which really surprises me, because surely I annoy your accumulator side.
You talk to us about money, and we love money. So I think as an accumulator, it's a subject we're passionate about. And there's not a lot of interesting courses that aren't very factual or numbers when it comes to money. Also, like Lena said, you know, you do provide all the detail. I have to say, I spent about 2 weeks researching sacred money archetypes in addition to what you gave us. So just, you know, kind of just to be sure. And then you always offer a deal. And so I've recommended bootcamp for years and years and years and years. And I thought, why am I depriving myself of it? So you offered a deal with bootcamp and sacred money archetypes. And so I was like, oh, okay, I've just got to have it now. I've run out of excuses to be frugal. So I bought both, and the sacred money archetypes I did in like 2 weeks. I absolutely loved it, and you got so much out so quickly. And then the boot camp I'm just working through. But a deal, it's about a subject we love, and you do provide the detail. So thank you.
What really annoys you about the entrepreneurial world or the personal development world, and what's something that always turns you off from buying a program? Like what are your red flags, or what are your things where you just go, oh my God, I don't trust that person? And then I have a question as well, if anyone wants to speak to this. Is it important to you to know that, for example, I have a marketing degree? What turns you off? What's really important to you that we haven't heard so far? Like, what makes you trust people and what makes you immediately skeptical? Because there are a lot of people in this world who are so wishy-washy, and it can be really annoying. So I'd love to hear some specifics. Who's got something that they can think of straight away?
Yeah, I second everything everyone else has said, actually. But for me, it's that I always recommend you and say you're Australian, because I think you cut really well between American overselling and English underselling. And I think you've got it just right, because Kate's right. If you get an extra and do you want this as well? It's like, no, I've just spent 2 weeks researching this. I can't possibly make that decision now, and I won't buy it. And so that extra thing sometimes isn't what you want. You want it to be really clear what you're buying. And also, I think you priced it well. I think, there's a lot of courses and things where people are trying to sell them for silly money, like 10, 20,000. And it's just this very long sales process where you're just like, tell me the price, tell me what it is, and let me think about it. And you're very clear about that. And I think it makes a difference. But yeah, so yeah, definitely don't bamboozle at the end. I think that would put me off. Relatability. But yeah, your lovely chillpreneur thing, I think, really works for you brilliantly.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. I will see you in this round of SMA. I can't wait. And thank you again for your time and your generosity.
So, are you a ruler, a connector, or a maverick? Hang on, maybe you're more of a romantic or a celebrity. Take the Money Personality Quiz right now and find out which of the 8 money archetypes you are. And then I'm going to teach you how to profit from your strengths and make money in your business based on your natural personality. Click below and find out more.